these are stories that whether you're cisgender or LGBT or whatever, kung ano ka mang bubot na sumulpot, if you've been through mga ganitong klase experience, makaka-relate ka dito sa kwento na to. The viscerality of John.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, how much of it is personal and how much of it is creative nonfiction?
Secret.
Yes, that's the that's the mystery in the play. You don't know where the reality ends and where the fiction begins. Kasi ano talaga siya, it's lived experiences plus the narratives that we have heard through the years about LGBT.
Marami kasi kami. Siguro yun yung maganda rin because
kayo ang manghuhula kung alin to. Ito story ni Liza to.
Kami kasi ni Liza, di ba, we're kahit na paano kilala kami na LGBT couple. And blessed kami na, alam mo yun, may appearance kami dito sa isang lugar na to, or meron kaming lumabas na anything, people would, share their stories with us. Parang bigla sila nag-open up sa amin, di ba? Na ito yung pinagdaanan namin, etc., etc. So, ang dami, throughout the years, we've been together for 11 years now. So imagine the trove of stories that we've received from people. Yeah.
But I'd like to address your question and speak about it in the way a playwright would speak. Okay? Their true experiences are put into a perspective. It can either be a personal perspective, then their personae, yung kanila, yung katauhan na umaako ng ganong experience, biglang lalabas at titignan kung ano yung nangyayari doon. Kaya yung directorial style ay tatlo. Breaking the fourth wall, talking to the audience, going outside of the arena, which you can see here, a Paisley arena, going out and seeing what's happening here. She speaks about him, he speaks about her. Both speak to their lights, like the lights are people, that they're talking to, but the lights also represent the audience. Yeah, it's very important the play of lights here, how they shift from one part to the other.
Parang bigla akong nahirapan dun sa ginagawa pala namin. Na-pressure ako.
Teka na po, sumabog yung utak ko.
Pero maganda kasi,
Sobra.
ako, I believe as an artist, it is our duty to make the familiar unfamiliar. And then, familiar once again, so that people can relate to it. Pero it cannot be like as you see it in, cannot. You have to put it in an imaginative reality. You have to put it in that sense of order. Different eyes looking at things.
As a director, Mr. Juan, how are you going to present it? Is it going to be a series of monologues or a series of dialogue between the two of them?
Yeah, monologues that speak to one another.
Yes.
So there's like one, like for instance in one scene, which I think I've asked them to do for you today. Will you do it?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Thank you. So that you can have an experience of it. For instance, in one beat of a play, it's called, or we decided to call it 10. So what happens to them at 10 years old? So one is an experience at 10, the other is an experience at 10. One experiences how at 10, when there's a confrontation of gender and what he really wants to be. And then the other person at 10, what is happening to her sexuality, what kind of awareness she's going through. So, yung scenes na gano'n na they respond to one another, pero individual scenes. Pero meron silang, kumbaga, parallel experience, parallel lives. Ako, mathematical ang tingin ko doon, asymptote. yung asymptotes of mathematics, right? When there are two lines that are just parallel and are never meeting. Kung kunyari, kiss, what is the first kiss? What is, o kaya, a hypothetical love. A love that could have been but never became, but very real until now. Yung parang gano'n. Maraming yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to ask because if that's a process, pagkatapos ng rehearsal, natitrigger ba kayong dalawa? Like parang were there any pent-up feelings na ngayon na buhos dito sa devising of the play? Kasi baka mamaya may mga hindi pala nasabi noon or hindi na pag-usapan.
And in fact, habang nangyayari yun, nagiging part ng play. Kaya it's organic eh.
So,
Yung pag-create ng play. Kasi kung minsan yung argument, pero hindi ba, nung nakita tayo gano'n? Gano'n? Diba?
And minsan may mga memories din, if you're talking about memories, may mga memories din na iba yung perspective mo or iba yung naalala mo sa naalala niya.
Siguro, I would say that this is the most vulnerable that Ice and I have been since we got together. Na nakita din niyo kung paano kami as an LGBT couple. We always stand for our truth. Nakita niyo, we're very assertive. But in this play, you'll see our fears, the journey together, kung ano yung nangyayari dito sa likod na hindi niyo napapanood.
There was one time, right, that I had to stop. No, we will stop. Because in the discovery of your sexuality, something happens like abuse. When that happened, it triggered in Liza a terrible memory, which became very real. So she started to break down in the middle of our writing it. Because we would write it, first before rehearsing. We would discuss how we would put one memory into another, and one memory really triggered Liza, and it still does every time we rehearse, And we had to stop, and Ice had to take care of Liza, and I had to take care of both of them because they're my inaanak. Okay, I am their ninong, and Liza was my student in UP when I was teaching in UP before I taught in the University of Notre Dame. So now coming back, this is my first play. So
this is also my first play
after a long time.
How many years?
Oh my God, my last was Duquesa ng Malfi, I think. With Sir Tony pa.
Hindi.
Ay, hindi. Ano?
Nagpeta ka pa.
Nagpeta pa pala ako.
See, this is what happens. You see,
Yeah.
he corrects the memory.
Ay, oo nga. Soxy Topacios, Nolly at Philly. That was my last.
But I have a beautiful memory of them when I did Larawan, with Ben Cervantes and Ayas, Pablo and Candido. I changed it into males.
2003.
2003. That is so because Ice was there waiting for Liz, sleeping in the corridor of CCP on tables that were stacked on top of one another. So the whole cast would go inside of it.
Ligawan pala to. Ligawan.
So they would go outside of the dressing room. Pagdating ng panahon. Everybody was
Wala akong mandaang ganyan, sir. Ginagawa mo lang yun.
Hindi ko yan.
Kasi may girlfriend na siyang iba nun eh.
Tapos gano'n.
Iba na yung girlfriend.
So yun ang play, yung ganyan.
So nagiging ganyan yung aming dynamics when we create. Actually like this, and then it becomes part. So it's very organic, don't you think? When it becomes more honest, rather than getting a play, an LGBT play, and then performing it, from somewhere else. No, I said to leave because that's what we were thinking of at first. But then I said no, we will create.
I imagine there will be a lot of spontaneity to it.
Yes.
Yes, especially when Liza breaks the fourth wall and goes to the audience and talks about slam book.
What is your motto?
What is your favorite motto?
Health is well.
Health is well. May time is good. Who is your first love?
Wow, as if
those things.
Hindi ko na matandaan. But anyway, sexy ba tong play na to? Like Liza and Ice ba? May mga kissing. Meron din mga
Sorry, hindi
nudity.
daw allowed ng parents ko eh.
Wow! Gano'n ka sexy ang play?
You know?
It's intimate. I'd like to think, more than the word sexy, it's
It's
intimate.
intimate. Okay.
It's intimate because it's not just kisses or whatnot, but it's really opening ourselves up to each other and to the audience. Honestly, I mean, I'll be very honest with you guys. I've never done a straight play before.
Lagi siya musical.
Lagi akong musical. So, I was telling si Direk Anton kanina, sabi ko, I'm totally out of my comfort zone here. Sobrang hindi ako sanay sa ganito. So, medyo nakakaba siya because I'm doing something that I've never done before. But I'm just glad I'm doing it with them, especially my wife. Kasi it's an experience siguro that I'll never forget. Kasi I don't know kasi, I mean, alam mo yun, kasi pag nasa rehearsals ka, iba yung nangyayari. But when you're there and when you're in front of an audience, ang daming kababalaghang nangyayari din. So
But there will be intimate scenes. Kasi I think understanding our identity is also understanding our sexuality.
yeah, may frontal ako dito.
Diba?
Wow.
Kaya maraming mga bagay sa...
Charot. With t-shirt. With t-shirt and pants. Naka-frontal. Nakita niya na front. And then back. Ayan.
So I believe in, as a director, because I used to be known as, you know, ang tawag mo pa, really? Ubad yan? Maraming gano'n.
Ayun.
Yeah.
The terror in
The terror in UP. Every time there's an Anton like nudity, ganyan, there's like that. You see these days, there is what they call an intimacy director,
Yeah.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I am so annoyed by that. I had a play. I had my play Tuko, which is about a sex slave that was murdered, like the story of Grace Yoson, and the comfort women. So I had a play which it won the International Onassis Award for theater, and it was about a writer, a Filipino writer, who seduces the murderer, and then he seduces him. So last year I did this in America. And then there was a kissing scene. For the first time in my life on World Theater Day, I was driven out of my rehearsal room because an intimacy director had to come in. So then kiss. 1, 2, ganyan. Ganito yan eh. Kunyari intimacy director ka. Oh, ganyan tayo. Ganyan. Go. Can I touch your shoulder?
Yes, you may.
Yes.
No!
Yes. Supposing somebody says, ask me.
Can I touch your shoulder?
No.
Can I touch your hand?
No.
Then what's the whole point of
Continue,
this?
continue.
Can I touch your hair?
Depends. Ganyan. But it has come to the extreme. So everything is choreographed. So, the following day, let me see your kissing scene. I told the 2 male actors. It had no feeling. It looked like it was so technically choreographed, you know. What I did, there will be no kissing, but there will be a kiss. Sir? Yes. Separate. You do this, and you on the other side, like you were on top. And you will kiss. But you will kiss in your own space. Where do you think the kiss exists? In the lips? Where does the kiss exist? In the lips?
Sa akin, sir, tongue.
Then it's there in the tongue. It's in the memory of the tongue. What do you mean it exists? A kiss does not exist in the lips. A kiss exists in the space of love. Or in the space of sensuality. But it is not only in the lips. It can be in the armpits, right? I can feel a kiss in my armpit. I can feel a kiss there, without the person necessarily being there. You get what I'm saying? So I have created this theory of disembodied spaces. Sina, I'm known for that. So, disembodied spaces. So there is sensuality, there is sex, and it can even be sexier, even without the touch. So that's the answer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ice and Liza, why